What's up, guys? This is Honest Thoughts. This is Gilbert Burns versus Wonderboy. This is gonna be a fun fight. In this fight, I'll probably talk a lot about Wonderboy because I think Gilbert Burns is kind of gonna get stomped. I'm not sure, but Gilbert Burns just lost. And when a guy comes back this fast after a loss, especially a loss where he was hurt, and he was hurt with a vulnerability that he's never fixed in his whole career. I don't think he's going to win. I think Wonderboy is so seasoned and so experienced, he's going to take advantage of very obvious flaws in Gilbert Burns' style. And I think he's going to stop him. But Wonderboy is he's a little old now. He's 38 years old, which is crazy because he seems like a guy that's 20. He really does. And he's not what you expect, like, personality-wise from a fighter, but his footwork's so good. He's so fast. Everything he does is clean. Everything he does is smooth, and I don't think that Gilbert Burns can fight from the distance that Wonderboy can. And I don't think he can defend himself from the distance that Wonderboy can. Gilbert Burns has always had a problem with range and straight strikes. Dan Hooker and Gilbert Burns is a good example. Gilbert Burns, and he got stopped in that fight, but Gilbert Burns only takes his head offline when he's throwing a strike, particularly when he's throwing his right hand. Now, Gilbert Burns is very physically gifted, and he's got great jiu-jitsu, but I don't think he's going to be able to use it against Wonderboy. If, Woodley couldn't take Wonderboy down, Gilbert Burns is not taking Wonderboy down. Gilbert Burns would have to do a lot to win this fight. He would have to do basically what he did against Woodley. Not exactly the same, but he'd have to march him down to the fence, catch him, grab him, and then drag him down to the ground. And it's going to take a lot of energy to do that. And it's going to take a lot of effort. And I don't think Gilbert Burns has the speed, the footwork, the timing, or the ring generalship to do that. He just doesn't. That doesn't mean that Gilbert Burns is a bad fighter, but there's so many aspects to fighting, and in this fight, range is a giant part of the fight, and it's going to dictate who wins and who loses. And in this case, Gilbert Burns has a problem with range and defending himself at range, and he has a problem with straight strikes. And he has a problem with tall, long, rangy fighters. Wonderboy is all of those things. Gilbert Burns has great hands. Now, here's the thing. For some reason, him and Wonderboy gets too close. He's going to light Wonderboy up. Burns does have good timing, and he does have good punches, and they're fast. What a reason. Burns has, one of those, he's just got quick hands. Some fighter, like Gastelum, he's got quick hands. And if Wonderboy's, asleep in the fight, Gilbert Burns can crack him. It's going to be a problem, but it's not likely to happen. Wonderboy's so safe out there when he fights that I think he's going to catch Gilbert Burns with strikes. He's going to pot shot him. He's going to circle him. He's going to fight Burns in the center of the octagon. And he's either going to outpoint him for 5 rounds and beat him up, or he's just going to stop him with a kick that Gilbert Burns never saw coming. And if I was Gilbert's coach, I would not let him take this fight. It's a good fight. It's not a good fight if you get smoked by Wonderboy, though. It just makes Wonderboy look better. I think it's too soon after losing, and Gilbert Burns is young. It's too soon after losing to a big fight like Usman. I don't know a lot about Gilbert Burns, and he doesn't speak English, so I have to read captions and stuff, but Hopefully he's young enough to where it doesn't affect him psychologically enough to get smoked by Wonderboy. But I don't know. You know, it might affect him. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for this fight. Wonderboy is so good. People don't know. People forgot. They start playing Roy Jones Jr. Y'all must have forgot. I mean, Wonderboy even beat Luke in a great fight. He beat him up bad. Luke is just not human. Luke can just take... Luke can eat punches that nobody can eat. Like, I know we're all trashing on Woodley, and that's fun right now. However, Woodley came out like he hasn't come out in the last, 15 rounds of his career. He came out hot, came out aggressive and offensive against Luke. And he got clipped and he got hurt, and then he made bad decisions after that. If Woodley was the champion, we would say, oh, it'd be a big upset, and we would have said Luke was more durable and tougher than we expected, and he just caught Woodley in between big punches. But because Woodley has lost so many fights in a row, it doesn't make Luke look as good. Woodley's still an elite athlete. Woodley's problem has never been his physical attributes. He's still just as strong, he's still just as fast, he's still just as powerful, and he's pretty technical. He just wasn't responsible. He wasn't defensively responsible in this fight. Luke's tough as fuck. He hit a lot of shots, and then he gave a big one back at the same time, and he caught Woodley with a punch that really should have knocked him out. And he finished him. You know, and Wonderboy beat that dude decisively. He beat him up. The only reason he didn't stop him is because Luke is like, his head's made something else. He's got like the Hulk's head on top of his top of his body. Like, you can't knock him out. I don't know what that is. Some guys are just tough, like Justin Gaethje, but I think Luke would have been a better fight against Burns. I think it would have been more even, technically speaking. But Gilbert Burns is going to get beat up by Wonderboy, and Wonderboy's kind of like the division gatekeeper right now. A Wonderboy-Usman fight would be interesting. I'm not saying Woodley deserves an Usman fight. I'm not saying he deserves a I'm not saying Wonderboy deserves an Usman fight, but what I am saying is Wonderboy presents interesting problems in the division. The division is full of wrestler strikers or heavy jiu-jitsu strikers, but Wonderboy's the only karate guy. That karate style, or just like a fleet-footed striker, is so interesting. There's so few of those guys. Like, who do we have? We have Whitaker, Wonderboy, GSP is retired, Connor has been fleet-footed in his career, depends what fight you watch. And that's like it. You know, maybe some of the lower weight class guys, but as far as the upper weight class guys, that's basically it. There's not a lot of movers. They present interesting problems, and they can strike further away than typical fighters, and they close distance a lot faster. Masvidal, you know, in that 70-pound division is one of the few, not necessarily pure strikers, but generally strikes more than not. But Masvidal's also a pure MMA guy. He didn't have like a traditional martial art base. And I think that the movement and the awkward angles that Wonderboy can throw kicks at you from a distance would give Usman problems. He's a little stiff. He's got good defense, but it's not super fluid. What Usman has is a great sense of range, and I think that would help him a lot in the fight. But, you know, I want to see Wonderboy beat Burns and then fight another really good guy. I don't know who that is. Colby fight would be cool, because if he could give Colby the business, he could probably give Usman the business. I'm just saying. I know Colby's looking for that second Usman rematch, but it looks like Usman's going to fight Chiesa. I don't know if that's going to work out or not. if Usman ends up fighting Colby next for the second fight, I would like to see, why not, maybe a Chiesa Wonderboy fight. I just want to see Wonderboy fight somebody with a name. So that's it.